Hey everyone, let's have a real conversation about the weight we all carry. That background noise of stress, the gut-wrenching anxiety about tomorrow, the regret about yesterday, the constant feeling that you should be doing more, achieving more, and that maybe you're not quite enough. Now, I want you to picture a man named Marcus Aurelius. His to-do list was slightly intimidating. Prevent a barbarian invasion. Manage a plague sweeping across his empire. Stop a civil war led by his own general. And run the entire known world. This wasn't a bad week. This was his life for nearly 2 decades. Conventional wisdom says a man in that position should be a paranoid, frantic, or tyrannical mess. But history remembers him differently. He became a symbol of calm, duty, and profound inner strength. How? The secret wasn't found in a palace. It was found on the freezing, muddy German frontier, by the flickering light of an oil lamp in a military tent. There, the most powerful man in the world wrote a private journal. It wasn't for publication or glory. It was a series of brutal, honest, and deeply personal reminders to himself on how to stay human, good, and sane in a world that seemed determined to drive him mad. That journal, Meditations, is our treasure map today. Its core secret isn't a complex philosophical theory. It's a simple, practical shift in perspective that can disarm the chaos of modern life. So I have a question for you, right at the start. I want you to be honest with yourself. What's the one thing weighing on your mind right now? Is it a future deadline? A past conversation you wish had gone differently? A present situation that feels stuck? Just hold that thought. We are going to use it. Part 1. The One Stoic Rule that changes everything. The control switch. The entire foundation of this philosophy, the thing that changes everything, rests on a single, crucial mental switch. It's the skill of instantly distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not. Another Stoic teacher, a former slave named Epictetus, began his teaching with this blunt, life-changing statement. Some things are within our power, while others are not. He said the only things truly under your command are your own opinions, your pursuits, your desires, your aversions, in short, your own thoughts and actions. Everything else? Your body's health, your possessions, your reputation, what other people say and do, the traffic, the weather, the global economy. That's all in the outside world category. You can influence it, but you can't ultimately control it. Let that sink in for a moment. Don't just hear it, feel it. How much of your mental energy, just in this last week, has been spent trying to command the uncontrollable? Stressing about a comment your coworker made? Worrying about a future event that exists only as a possibility? Agonizing over a past mistake that is now a fossil, locked in the stone of time? I want to give you a mission, starting today. For the next 24 hours, I want you to become a detective of your own mind. Don't judge yourself. Don't try to fix anything. Just observe. Carry a notepad on your phone or in your pocket. Every time you feel that familiar knot of stress, anxiety, or frustration, make a quick note. Then, ask the key question. Is the source of this feeling within my control or outside of it? The results of this little audit are often staggering. We realize that about 90% of our suffering comes from fighting a battle we can never win, the battle to control the external world. This mental switch was Marcus's superpower. He wasn't a puppet of his circumstances. He could face invasions and betrayals without his internal world collapsing, because he focused only on his sphere of action. His duty, performed with justice, integrity, and courage. The outcome of the battle? Not his to command. The loyalty of his troops? He could inspire it, but not control it. His own effort, his own virtue, his own response to the crisis? That was 100% his. Let's make this painfully practical with a modern example. Imagine you have a crucial job interview. The uncontrollables are a long list. the other candidates, the interviewer's mood, the company's hidden budget constraints, the final decision. If you focus your energy here, you will be a ball of nerves. Now, flip the script. What is within your control? You can research the company thoroughly. You can prepare and practice your answers. You can choose your clothes, get a good night's sleep, and leave early to be on time. You can control your posture, your handshake, and your attitude. You can decide to be genuinely curious and listen actively. By focusing your energy here, you not only reduce anxiety, but you dramatically increase your chances of success. You become the best candidate you can be, regardless of the outcome. That's the Stoic advantage in action. Part 2. Taming the two thieves of peace, future and past. Now, let's use our control switch on the two biggest thieves of our peace, the future and the past. This is where our worries love to set up camp and throw a perpetual party. First, let's tackle the future. The Roman philosopher Seneca, a contemporary of Marcus, gave us one of the most quoted lines in Stoicism. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Let's just pause on that. Our minds are not just storytellers. They are Oscar-winning directors of horror movies that haven't even been filmed yet. We imagine the worst-case scenario, the rejection, the failure, the embarrassment, and we emotionally and physically live through it as if it's real. We pay a compound interest of suffering on a debt we may never owe. Marcus Aurelius confronted this directly. He wrote to himself, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." Let me ask you directly. Think about a significant problem you handled last month, or even last year. A crisis at work, a personal hardship, a difficult conversation. You got through it, right? You're here, watching this video. You survived. You have the weapons of reason right now. Your ability to think, to adapt, to endure, to find help. You have a track record of 100% success in getting through your worst days so far. So why do you assume you'll be helpless, unequipped, and broken when a future challenge arrives? You'll have the same you, the same core strength, plus the wisdom from all the battles you've already fought. A future you will have the present you's resilience. Your job is not to predict the storm, but to build a sturdy ship. Trust your ability to sail. Now, let's talk about the other thief, the one that haunts us in quiet moments, the past. We've all been there, lying in bed at 2 a.m., replaying that awkward conversation, that business failure, that heartbreak. It's a form of mental torture we voluntarily submit to. But Marcus offered a stark, almost surgical reminder. Remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. All the rest of his life is either past and gone, or not yet revealed. You cannot change a single comma in the story of the past. It is gone. When you dwell on it, you are not dealing with the event itself, but with a ghost, a memory that you are keeping on life support, and it's draining the life out of your present moment. Here's a powerful reframe from Marcus that I want you to try the next time a past mistake haunts you. He asked a revolutionary question. Can you truly call something a catastrophe if it didn't damage your character? Did that past failure stop you from being a good, honest person today? Did that heartbreak prevent you from acting with kindness and compassion in this present moment? If it didn't break your core integrity, your ability to be just, resilient, and virtuous, then it was a difficult life event, not a life-defining tragedy. It was something that happened to you, not something that defines you. The past is a school, not a prison. It's meant for learning, not for living in. Take the lesson, forgive yourself and others, and consciously close the door. The energy you free up will be immense. Part 3. A daily practice. Building your unshakable core. Knowing the theory is one thing. Living it is another. This isn't a magic pill. It's a practice, like building a muscle at the gym. You don't get strong by reading about exercise. You get strong by lifting weights. So let's talk about your new mental workout, the daily pause, your 3-step mental ritual. I want you to incorporate a simple, powerful practice into your day. It takes less than 60 seconds, but it can rewire your default reactions. First, pause. The next time you feel that familiar surge of anxiety, anger, or frustration, maybe when a rude email pings into your inbox, or you're stuck in unexpected traffic, or someone criticizes you, pause. Just for 5 seconds. Take one deep, conscious breath. This breaks the automatic reaction cycle. Second, label it. Silently in your mind, label the emotion with detachment. This is anxiety about the future presentation. Or, this is anger about a past comment. Or, this is frustration about a present obstacle. This simple act of naming, it creates a space between you and the emotion. You are the mountain, and the emotion is just passing weather. Third, the control question. Now ask the million-dollar question. What about this situation is actually within my control? Be brutally honest. You can't control the rude email, but you can control whether you respond immediately or in an hour. You can control whether your response is defensive or professional. You can't control the traffic, but you can control whether you use that time to listen to an inspiring podcast or to stew in rage. You can control your breathing. This ritual, pause, label, control, is your mental toolkit. It's how you start taking back the reins of your mind dozens of times a day. A story of transformation. Meet David. I want to tell you about a guy named David, a composite of many people who have embraced this philosophy. David was a young, ambitious professional, but his inner world was a constant state of tension and noise. He was always worrying about his next performance review, what his colleagues thought of him, and a 5-year career plan that never seemed to materialize. He was living almost entirely in the future, and it was making his present a miserable waiting room. Then he discovered Marcus Aurelius. The idea of the dichotomy of control hit him not as an intellectual concept, but as a profound relief. He started his practice. The next time he felt a wave of anxiety about a project deadline, he paused. He labeled it. This is fear of failure and judgment. Then he asked the control question. He realized he couldn't control the final outcome or his manager's opinion, but he could control breaking the project down into tiny, manageable steps. He could control focusing on just the next 1 hour of work. He applied this to his past too. He'd invested years in a failed startup. It was his biggest source of shame. Instead of seeing it as a permanent stain on his record, he reframed it using Marcus's question. Did that failure stop me from being a hard worker? No. Did it make me dishonest? No. In fact, it taught me more about resilience and market fit than any success ever could. He took the lesson, thanked the experience for its teaching, and consciously let the shame go. He closed the book on that chapter. David's life didn't become a fairy tale. Challenges still came, but the constant, draining background noise of anxiety quieted down. He became more focused, more effective, and his relationships improved because he wasn't perpetually distracted by worries he couldn't control. He had built an unshakable core. This isn't a mythical story. This is what's possible when you apply these principles consistently. Part 4. Your invitation to a lighter, more powerful life. So what does this all mean for you right here, right now? It means that the art of living isn't about Megi-ai, erasing all your problems. That's a fantasy that leads to more frustration. It's about changing your relationship with your problems. It's about how you stand in the middle of the imperfect, often messy, life you have and say, this is my field of practice. This is where I build my strength. It's about realizing that in every single moment, you have a choice. You can be the puppet, jerked around by every external event and passing negative thought. Or you can be the puppeteer, firmly holding the strings of your own mind, your judgments, and your actions. The power was inside you all along. This is your moment to start. Not tomorrow. Not on Monday. Not when things calm down. The most powerful time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second most powerful time is now. I want this to be more than just a video you watch and forget. I want this to be a line in the sand for you. First, the 1-week experiment. This is non-negotiable. Commit to the pause, label, controlled practice for just 1 week. Set a reminder on your phone. Put a sticky note on your monitor. Do it for 7 days and watch what happens to your mental state. Second, share your journey and let's build a community. This is where the magic happens. Accountability and shared experience are powerful. In the comments below, I want you to answer one or both of these questions. What is one specific thing, right now, that you are going to consciously release because you now see it's outside your control? And what is one small, specific action you will take this week on something you can control? Your commitment could be the exact inspiration someone else needs to see today. Let's support each other and make this a conversation. Third, if this conversation brought you any sense of clarity or relief, then please pay it forward. Like and share this video. Think of one person in your life who is carrying a heavy burden of worry and send this to them with a kind message. Let's spread this ancient, practical wisdom because everyone is fighting a hard battle. Fourth, and finally, if you're ready to go deeper, subscribe to the channel. We are building a community here, a place for people who are tired of being victims of their own minds. We dive into powerful, life-changing ideas like this every week, turning philosophy into practical tools for your modern life. You don't have to navigate this journey alone. Hit that subscribe button and let's build a life of more peace and purpose together. Thank you for your time, for your courage to look inward, and for the commitment to your own growth. I believe in your ability to master your mind. I'll see you in the next one.